Welcome, friends of Japanese prints. I'm Dieter, and in today's video I want to talk about a Japanese printmaker from the 19th century, the late 19th century, and that is Yoshiiku Utagawa. He was born in 1833 and passed away in 1904. The Edo period ended roughly 1865, 1866. And during the Edo period, Japan was basically a medieval country. And then came the Meiji period. And that was a huge leap forward into the transformation of Japan into a modern state after Western pattern. And Yoshiiku, together with his countryman Yoshitoshi, they are typical for ukiyo-e printmakers precisely in this transformation from the old period to the new Meiji period. And overall, it was a difficult situation for printmakers, of course. Yoshiiku, together with Yoshitoshi, the famous Meiji printmaker, they were both pupils, students of Kuniyoshi. Kuniyoshi, famous for his samurai depictions, for his warrior prints. Kuniyoshi, one of the greatest 19th century Edo printmakers. But his two students, Yoshitoshi and Yoshiiku, they did not get well with each other. It was said that Yoshiiku bullied Yoshitoshi. So they remained lifelong rivals, but that did not prevent them from working together on some series. The subjects of Yoshiiku cover a bit of everything, a wide variety. So basically you can say everything that sells. I mean, it was commercially a difficult situation, the transformation from Edo to Meiji. One subject that for a certain time sold well, that was Yokohama-e. And these are depictions of foreigners, because Japan for 250 years had been completely isolated. They had never seen foreigners. Other subjects are from the Kabuki theater, of course, and then from the history of Japan, but also newspaper illustrations as woodblock prints for a certain time were kind of a stable income for ukiyo-e printmakers. Yoshiiku made several series, and I want to mention only two. Well, one is titled Biographies of Heroes of Taiheki. Well, the images you see in the background are all from the series, because it's definitely his best one. And it shows famous personalities from the so-called Sengoku period. That was a period of civil war in Japan from roughly 1500 until roughly 1600, so over at least 100 years. Another series is titled 28 Murders. In Japanese, this type of woodblock prints is called mutsan-e, which means as much as brutal pictures. And it's illustrations of crimes with a lot of blood. Also Yoshitoshi did that. And these were the illustrations they made mostly for the newspaper. Well, crime and sex sells, my friends. The best series, titled Heroes of Taiheki, it was published around 1867 and consists of roughly 100 prints in Shuban size. Shuban is a little bit smaller than the typical ukiyo-e size called Oban. And it shows famous personalities, all these warlord heroes from the Sengoku period, also called the period of warring states. It was a civil war in Japan of roughly 100 years, from roughly 1500 until 1600. And when the series was published, 1867, end of the Edo period, beginning of the Meiji period, the censorship was still in effect, but it was very weak. Nevertheless, the publisher of the series did not dare to use the original names of all these warlords from the Sengoku period, but they used similar names. And the persons shown there are, for instance, Hideyoshi or Takeda Shingen or Akechi Mitsuhide. Well, all these famous persons from Japan, from the Japanese history from roughly 1500 until 1600. Well, dear collectors of Japanese prints, especially of such woodblock prints from the 19th century, I do not want to finish this video without a few remarks about the market, about the prices for such prints, like for instance from Yoshiiku Utagawa. In general, the market for 19th century Japanese woodblock prints is today divided into two sections. On the one hand, auction houses get record prices for certain designs by certain artists like Utamaro, Hokusai, also Hiroshige, for prices of several $10,000. And on the other hand, you have very good, excellent Japanese woodblock prints from the 19th century, which you can buy for very reasonable prices, for bargain prices. And Yoshiiku Utagawa certainly belongs to the second section. So for serious collectors who have a sharp eye for interesting Japanese woodblock prints, interesting from the aspect of history, but also regarding the high level of craftsmanship, they now, in my view, have an excellent opportunity to buy for incredible bargain prices. And my friends, I think you noticed that I personally appreciate especially a series like this one by Yoshiiku Utagawa. So take this chance. We currently have consignment of several prints from this series, and you can see them in our auctions every now and then. So dare to swim a little bit against the flow. Take your chances. Okay, thanks for watching this video. And of course, I hope to see you for the next one.